Hey, wanted to talk about something tonight. This is actually my second version of this video. First I was interrupted, and the timing of the interruption was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting. Okay, and it kind of ties in with what I've been talking about: people coming over my speakers and actually talking to me in my own house, and turn on the computer at 3 o'clock in the morning as I'm walking to the bathroom every single night that I go to the bathroom at 3 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that. But I think I'll get into that after I'm done talking about what I'm going to talk about. So if you want to stick around and hear about that, you're more than welcome. But basically what I want to talk about real quick is sorry, kind of got some stuff in my throat here. Been drinking. Went to the store and just chugged some beer because it's really starting to get to me. But anyways, the point of the story is that I was watching Lockup Raw tonight, and there was two guys, and they were sentenced to a combined total of 110 years in prison, and they're completely innocent. And the prison knows they're innocent. The film crew knows they're innocent that's filming them. The television network knows they're innocent, and it comes on television all the time. Actual evidence and information that proves that these people are innocent, all the time. I mean, every single major network: CNN, MSNBC, BBC. It just goes on and on. And it's over drugs. Okay, they're in prison over drugs, and it's a proven fact that drug prohibition is causing violence. It's enslavement. And so we're going to go over the statistics real quick. And I'm going to go back to watching this documentary and watching these guys waste away. And one of these guys, they had a camera recorder in their cell, and he actually held the camera recorder up to him, and he said, "Look, I'm getting gray hairs now." And then he said, "I'm going bald." And then he looked in the camera and said, "My life is over." And that may have sounded like overkill, but from his perspective, from his perspective, he's in prison for the rest of his life. He actually had 72 years, which he mentioned was 10 years more than the average person gets for murder. And isn't that interesting that we give out life sentences, that we used to give out life sentences, just for murder, but now we give out life sentences for the creation of murder. And we can go over those statistics right now. So I just thought it was kind of interesting how, we have more people in prison for the creation of crime than crime itself. And I'm watching these guys. Oh, it's just one guy, Just going to watch one guy waste away. Just one guy. Just one guy. Just one. Just one. Wasting away every single day of his life. And, dealing with that reality every single morning that he wakes up inside a prison with people who actually have committed crimes, committed harm against other people, perpetrated harm against other people. That's his reality. That's reality. R-E-A-L-I-T-Y. Reality. He wakes up every day to fluorescent lights telling him what he's going to do and what he is not going to do every second of his life. Oh, you're kind of getting overkill here a little bit. Am I? Just chill out. Just chill out. And I'm going to sit here and take a look at mass murder and enslavement. So let's look at some numbers. let's look at what these people are doing in prison. I believe it's season number 13, episode number 8, if I'm not mistaken. So, in 2006, the BBC, we had United States has 193,798, with an overall population of 313 million. China has 1,548,000 inmates with an overall population of 1,344,000,000. Russia has 874,000 inmates in prison. Brazil has 371,000. These are the top four. Each year, the United States, Mexico declares war on drug cartels in December 2006. 270 drug-related deaths in 2006. By 2009, it was 16,337. That's when they quit keeping track or quit releasing the information. And I mean, I look at, alcohol prohibition numbers, because this is the same type of situation we see with drug prohibition, where arrest for drunkenness and disorderly conduct, drunkenness went up 41%. And it's the same kind of thing we see as in drug prohibition, where drug use goes up. So you look at the Minister held a press conference and mentioned the fact that, within his country, the drug use, the marijuana use for adults and teenagers is half what it is in this country, where it's decriminalized in their country. Drug offenders in prisons and jails have increased 1,100% since 1980. Well, it's just one statistic. It's probably since 1960 to 1980 it did the same thing, even the United Nations, which is a completely tyrannical organization that has taken this country to war without due process, without checks and balances, without congressional approval. We saw marijuana increase use by 8.5%, cocaine 27%, opiates by 34%. 4 million drug users in 1965, 2% of the overall population. 112 million drug users in 2003, 46% of the overall population. That's according to the DEA, cited by Google Tech Talks. All this information will be in the description. And I just want to know, why are these people rotting away in prison? 70 years of his life. And everybody's talking about how amazing it is. We're really turning things around in the United States. 2 states just legalized marijuana for an ounce and less. That's hardly a decriminalization measure. That doesn't qualify as legalization. And it's barely a drop in the bucket. Especially when you're looking at people who are going to be doing decades in prison for the creation of murder, not for murder. In 1914, 1.3% of the overall population was addicted to drugs. In 2002, 1.3%. That's Google Tech Talks. Percentage of crimes resolved by arrest or other means. 1965, 91%. By 2006, it was down to 60%. And citing FBI crime statistics, cited by Jim Marrs' $1 Trillion Conspiracy. Jim Marrs, who the movie JFK was based off of his book. In the opening credits, since 1965, marijuana arrests climbed from a mere 2 per hour to 100 per hour in 2008. That's actually word for word out of the book, citing the FBI statistics. And also by 2006, forcible rape was down to 40%. Robbery was 25%. Aggravated assault was 54%. Burglary, 12%. Larceny and theft, 17%. Motor vehicle theft was 12%. I don't have time. They don't have time to figure out who stole your car. They're too busy creating mass murder, enslavement. Marijuana use by 10th graders in the Netherlands, 28%. Marijuana use by 10th graders in the United States, 41%. Lifetime prevalence, 37%. Netherlands, 17%. So even the kids who use it would be much lesser percentage of those would go on throughout their life. So the 28% that use drugs in high school, only 17%, less than 20% of that. So it's basically 2.8%. Whereas you look at the United States, it's almost 40% of 41%. So you're looking at a lot. Basically 20% versus 2. So anyways, and the drug use just goes up and up, and heroin overdose deaths decreased by 52% after Portugal decriminalized drugs. Drug use by ages 13 through 15 decreased by 25%, 16 to 19 decreased by 22%. This is Google Tech Talks again. Oh hell, it's been fun to screw with me. Gotta screw with that. They're glitching out my mouse right now, so I can't even use it. And don't think I'm crazy, because look, here's the thing. And I gotta finish this video right now because I drank so much beer. About to burst. The thing is, oh yeah, gotta shut that door. Nobody listening to me. It's too fun. It's too fun as it is to ear hustle somebody. I'm thinking about what I was saying earlier with people. I mean, look, here's the thing. As soon as I got to that point in that video where I said, yes, everybody knows they're innocent, everybody, it was a build-up. And when I said they're drugs, and I started to go into, and I reached down to open up the statistics, as I'm reaching down, I get a phone call to interrupt me. So I have to stop everything I'm doing and deal with the distraction, which I have post-traumatic stress, they know that. So this has all been figured out by a bunch of miserable lowlifes who sit around and try to figure out how to screw with people because they're miserable. That's normal. I've seen that already. Like, I had probation officers in the past that, due to drug probation, put on, where they have to screen my bodily fluids with electron microscope for obedience training, to see if I'm obedient or not. Like the thought police. See if your thoughts are like, you're going to use advanced technology, super technology to determine that, of course. And, so, so, I had the probation officer who was a serial divorcee. She would do anything in the world to screw you, And then I had another who was a black male. Well, black males are the most victimized group of people in the United States right now due to drug prohibition. And it's a situation where people who are miserable will find their way into these positions. That's a fact. Okay, I've seen this firsthand. It's like birds fly south in the winter. Miserable people are going to find their way into these positions, period. Okay, so when they knew to call me on that phone and screw with me, it was because they were just miserable enough to figure it out. Okay, there's no compliment there. Just because you're capable of being miserable and lashing out continually doesn't, oh, you're so amazing. It's, oh, wow, you're really miserable, And so, it's not like a feat of knowledge or a feat of logic or anything like that happened. It wasn't like, Einstein standing in front of a chalkboard with, several chalkboards just packed full of equations, one after the other, on theory of relativity, it wasn't anything like that. It wasn't impressive in any way at all. It's just a miserable lowlife, degenerate freak who sits around trying to figure out how to screw with people all day. Not a very complex thing. And so, you know, basically, you know, I had to turn up volume on my phone for a job. Got somebody was calling me in the evening, and it's just everything's just watched. You know, it's just like I said earlier. People come over my speakers and talk to me. You know, actually talk to me in my house, in my room. Actually had a small conversation with somebody who was surveilling me and decided to come over my speakers and just talk to me. That's actually happened. You know. And you know, if it's not, you know, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and have my computer turned on its own as I'm walking to the bathroom, you know, it's people coming over my speakers and talking to me. And so it really drove me off the deep end, because it's just the fact that people just won't believe it. You know, this is the fact that it's just so heavily shrouded with all this freakish behavior, and the dude even had a Chinese accent who could barely speak English. I mean, it's like, if you're gonna do really weird stuff on the side, you know, don't do it out in the open. I mean, that mentality just plays into everything they do, and that can just read through everything. You know, just like it's just some freak who wants to sound like he's not even American, you know, doing this, you know, calling my house. And I had, in another house, I took pictures of the people, had people in an apartment right next to me screaming through my walls, telling me what I'm emailing. I had people pry my mailbox open with a crowbar, you know. I really gotta use the restroom, but how long has this video been going? Oh, too long anyways. Yeah. I'll get loaded up somewhere. And it's just like, man, if they think you're about to get satisfied by something, or something that means anything to you at all, they'll fuck with it. Bar none. I mean, these are the most miserable, just losers, man. I mean, can you not see these people the way I see them? I mean, dude, if you could see these people the way I see them, they'd kill themselves. You understand? They'd kill themselves. If they could see themselves the way I see them, they would kill themselves. I mean, they just can't stand it, and that's why they keep giving themselves away. Is because spite. You know what I mean? It's like they want to screw something up that you want to do so bad that they just give themselves away, and it is vindictiveness, and really just not wanting to let you have anything. I mean, it's about trying to keep you small because that makes them feel powerful. It's not even about real power. You know, it's not even about wealth or anything like that. You know, it's about pettiness. It's about, you know, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. It doesn't have anything to do with that. You know, everything you think it has to do with it, it really doesn't. It's about small-mindedness. Small-minded people all belong in the same category. You know, they can't ever figure it out. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter. They're all going to quack like a duck. They're all going to walk the same way. They're all going to act the same way. Small-minded people, they're all going to do the same thing.